عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This video contains the first 23 slides from chapter 4, which is about system models. The objective of this chapter is to be knowledgeable about the modeling process, to understand and to clarify many types of models that are used in the design process, and we'll talk about many types of models such as interactions, structures, behavior models, and give details for each one. Then I think we will finalize this chapter with data and object model. The topics that we are gonna cover in this video or in this chapter, we will introduce the main concept of system models, and we need to clarify the context models, the behavior models, and we give introduction of data models and object models. System modeling. What is the system modeling? It is a process that used to show the systems from many different perspectives. We have multiple and multi-models. Each model provides information from its own perspective. System modeling means representing the system using some kind of graphical notations. It is a process that we use special symbols, notations to represent the system from different perspectives. These symbols and these notations are standard, and mainly we call it UML, Unified Modeling Language. Why we need to model the existing system? Models, it gives a high abstraction using symbols and special notation to represent the system from different perspective. And it's a good chance, or it's a good choice to model the existing system in order to clarify what the system does and to understand what are the services, the features, and general attributes for the existing system. In addition, we can use the models for the existing system to show the strengths and weaknesses of that system, and this might be lead to propose and introduce new requirements. We need modeling for the new system in order to help the stakeholders understand the proposed requirements. What are the features, what are the functions, what are the services that the system provides, and in order we need a models in order to help software engineer to discuss design, propose, and to document the system for implementation. Why models are important? Models are used to make the communication between customers more easy, and some of these models are used to provide and simplify the functionality, the services of the systems. There are many types of models. Each models provide information from its own perspective. For example, we have a models that shows the system context or environment. We have a models that show the interactions between a system and its environment or between the component of the system. We have a behavioral models which shows how the system is going to behave according to specific input or event. And we have a structural perspective showing the organization of the system or the structure of the data that is processed by the system. System model types. We have many types of models. For example, the data flow diagram or DFD model, and sometimes called data processing model. It shows how the data is processed at different stages and shows the processes that are going to be executed. Composition model shows how entities are composed of other entities, and we have architecture model which shows the main subsystem. The architectural model is used when the system is huge. Classification model shows how entities have common characteristics, and we have a stimulus response model showing the system's reaction to event, such as a state machine diagram. Context model is used to show the external entities, the external systems that interact with the system you are working on it. It shows what lies outside the system's boundaries. And this model might be affected by many factors. It might be a social and organizational concern. It shows this type of model shows the relationships between the system you are working on it and other systems. An example of the context diagram of an ATM system, automatic teller machine. When we draw a context diagram, we first put the system in the middle and start connecting it with the external system. For example, as you can see here in this slide, the auto teller system is in the middle, and these are the external systems and entities that interact with the ATM. We have a security system that have a relation with the ATM. We have account database. We have a maintenance system, branch counter system. In the context diagram, we don't show the services for any given system, but it is a good it's a good to show what kind of data that can be transmitted between these systems. Behavior models such as state machine diagram, it shows how the system is gonna behave according to a specific trigger or event. There are two types of behavior models. Data processing models, it shows how data is processed as it moves through the system, and the state machine diagram or models which shows how the system responds to events. And every type of these models provides information different than others.